Hey Sagittarius, this is Michael with your August 2022 reading. I do hope that this finds you well. I already have some cards here on the table and I have been connecting with your energy and really looking at the astrology notes for the month ahead. When I'm really connecting with you, Sagittarius, you actually feel like one of the most stable signs that I've connected to thus far. Probably the most stable, actually, which is very interesting. Some of you may know we've had quite a bit of intensity come up astrologically right at the end of the month and into the beginning of August here. We have the North Node forming a conjunction with Uranus, something that only happens once every 15 years, as well as Mars, all in the sign of Taurus. And so for a lot of people, this is really activating things. This is really catalyzing a lot of sudden or unexpected change. But for you, this is showing up more in your health and your routines and kind of in a mundane way. And so that might be why this energy feels a little more subdued. Also, your ruling planet Jupiter actually went retrograde at the end of July in the sign of Leo. Jupiter is going to be retrograding for a while. It's going to briefly go back into Pisces towards the end of this year before returning back into Aries for 2023. And so what this really means for you, there's been a lot of focus on happiness and creativity. If you're single, you might be dating a lot, or you might be putting yourself out there more, or just feel more optimistic. But with this planet going retrograde, the way I almost want to describe this energy kind of reminds me of like Buddhist principles, where it's like you're less attached to emotions. You're no longer just rushing towards things, trying to get some sort of emotional high or chemical high. And you're less afraid of experiencing more intense or sad emotions, I guess. And it's just very interesting. Your energy is very, very interesting to me, and I'm going to get into the cards in a moment here, but I just want to thank all of you who have supported this channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. As always, all of my links are in the description box down below if you're looking for a reading or Reiki session with me. You can also find links to the astrology blog that I reference throughout this video, as well as all the decks that I use, and pretty much everything else is in the description box. Anyway, Sagittarius, one of the first cards I pulled for you was actually the Two of Cups. And this was followed by the Two of Wands, which was very, very interesting to me because we have these two twos. You might be seeing a lot of twos this month, or you might have been seeing sequences of twos like 222, 2222. These could be coming up a lot. And whenever I see twos, I actually do think of partnerships. I do think of relationships. I think of balance. I think of duality. And I feel like for some of you, especially with Jupiter going retrograde recently in Aries, it's almost like if you're single, you're really narrowing down your options. You're less open to new people. You're being more selective. And in that way, you're sort of committing to yourself and to your values. And some of you could be committing to something that you love, if this isn't talking about a relationship. I do feel like a lot of you are trying to figure out the longevity of things. You're trying to take a big picture view of your life right now with the Two of Wands and plan accordingly. And actually, I do have the Mother of Cups that was clarified with the Moon, which was very, very interesting to me. You're very psychic. You're very, very intuitive at the start of this month. I do think that has something to do with your ruling planet going retrograde and having this more introspective kind of energy to it. And again, there was that kind of like less attached, more open to kind of the emotional homeostasis or range. And it's interesting how at the bottom of the deck here, we do have the Hermit card as well. You feel very much like a monk to me this month. And maybe this has something to do with Mercury going into Virgo on August 4th, and then we go into Virgo season on the 22nd and have a new moon in Virgo on the 27th. So there is quite a bit of Virgo energy, which is signified with the Hermit for sure. But I really do feel like that is your energy. You are becoming introspective. You are finding this inner light. And you're very, very intuitive and sensitive. And some of you might actually be pulling away your energy from other people. There could be a water sign here as well. Cancer or Pisces especially, could also be Scorpio. But honestly, Sagittarius, what I really feel with these cards actually kind of surprises me. It's almost like you have a psychic connection with a partner, or more specifically, with someone who isn't even in your life yet. You might be manifesting a partner or relationship if you're single, or you might feel like there is someone out there. You could be connecting just intuitively in some way, maybe in your dreams, or maybe just experiencing someone else's energy. And if you are in a relationship, you could just be very connected to your partner or to the people who are closest to you in your life if you aren't interested in romance at all. But I do feel like there is a lot of really profound intuition that you are coming into and experiencing and developing this month, which is really quite interesting. And I'm thinking especially with the full moon around the 11th. This full moon is forming an aspect with the nodes. The north node is in Taurus, the south node is in Scorpio. And with the south node in Scorpio in particular being activated by this full moon, this could be leaving you feeling, or this could leave you feeling very sensitive. So towards the middle of the month, around the 11th especially, around this full moon, you might be feeling very, very sensitive. We do also have Venus entering into Leo. And this is a really, really exciting energy because what Leo represents for you is kind of these distant horizons. And this could be involving travel. This could be involving foreign lands. This could be involving education. So, or philosophy or spirituality. But with Venus entering your 9th house, you could be connecting to someone who is far away from you. Maybe there is some sort of connection with someone online or reconnecting with someone online. But it feels like however far this distance, with Venus in your 9th house, in the sign of Leo for you, you are very connected to this person. And that's why it almost feels like, or maybe that's why it almost feels like this person isn't necessarily in your life yet either. And you might even be picking up that this person is going through a hard time with the moon. Tell me more. Let's kind of clarify this energy so far. We'll pull some more cards, kind of looking a little deeper. But I wanted to pull an animal card for you first. We have the moth, a transformation, and this is very interesting because I feel like this is almost energy you've actually been in, to be honest, Sagittarius, where you've had Jupiter in the sign of Aries, which it's almost like there's a lot of shiny and fiery sort of things in your life right now, or there may be. And you could be potentially drawn into a false flame, or maybe you were drawn to toxic relationships or situations or destructive situations that really weren't in alignment for you. And it's very interesting with the moth card here. The reason that moths are drawn to these flames is that they actually evolved to track starlight and moonlight. They use these as navigational points. And so even though you are very sensitive with the Mother of Cups and the moon, your intuition might have been a little bit skewed. And I was sort of getting like, I almost wanted to say like a twin flame sort of dynamic or pattern, or like that word twin flame. And I wonder if that comes up because there's the Two of Wands here with the Two of Cups. But it feels like some of you were in a false relationship, or a relationship that you thought was a twin flame, but it was actually quite destructive. And maybe you're having a hard time trusting your intuition now with the moon and the Mother of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups in the traditional tarot. But I do feel like there is new relationships. There are new relationships coming in. And this could really start to pick up when Mars enters your opposite sign, Gemini, on the 20th. You might have a lot of action or passion or exciting new energy coming into play around that time. And also around the 18th, when Venus in Leo is forming a trine or a 90-degree angle with Jupiter in Aries. Whenever we have these planets in the same element, these trines, these 90-degree angles, there's a lot of harmony, there's a lot of ease. And with Venus trining Jupiter, for you specifically, this really is a beautiful time for you to manifest or meet someone. Especially if this is a person who has a different worldview than you, or is from a different culture or a different part of the world. Or you could just be manifesting opportunities that connect you or bring you to other parts of the world. Let's see what else we have here. Let's kind of dive a little deeper into this energy. Wow, Ace of Cups. Yeah, I'm getting a very lovey vibe here. And I feel like this is really happening because we are so focused on, well, we do have a lot of Leo energy, but we do have some energy with Aries as well. Specifically Jupiter in your 5th house in Aries. And also Chiron went retrograde in Aries last month, if I'm not mistaken, the wounded healer. So there might have been some healing for you regarding romance or creativity or passion. We have the 5 of Wands. And we have the Mother of Swords. Interesting. Maybe you're just so magnetic, there's like people fighting over you, but I kind of just get the sense, Sagittarius, that there are petty people or petty actions happening around you. And with this Queen of Swords, it's like you're kind of detached from that, you're kind of removed. You feel very zen. You feel almost enlightened, actually, where you're very detached. I don't even want to say detached. It's not detached. It's not dissociation. It's like you realize that everything happens in flux. Everything is changing and shifting all the time. And the way that you relate to happiness is very different. It's very advanced. It's like a higher perspective. And you're seeing things very objectively. And with the full moon in Aquarius on August 11th in particular, there really could be a lot of clarity you are coming into. Because Aquarius represents your 3rd house, your conscious mind, communication, messages. There could be a lot of clarity under the light of that full moon. And it's also really going to, again, there could be this focus on health or wellness as well, and building healthier routines. I think that's kind of part of this change in the way that you look at happiness. You're taking a more holistic view on happiness and seeking pleasure and joy. Tell me about this 5 of Wands. What is the 5 of Wands doing here? 2 of Swords. Yeah, so 2 of Swords, kind of between the 5 of Wands and the Mother of Swords or Queen of Swords. Some of you are blocking someone out or just removing your energy or person from a situation. Or from situations that no longer serve you with this moth. Because I feel like some of you have been burned, but you're not like festering in this hurt or this pain or loss. You've learned through experience what is good for you and what isn't good for you. More so what isn't good for you. And now you're sensing something new is on the horizon. You're sensing a new relationship. You're sensing a new path that you are committing to with the 2 of Cups. Some of you may be traveling or looking to relocate, especially as we are looking at this Virgo energy for you. There could actually be something with work. You could be moving for work or looking for jobs in new places, or there could just be some sort of promotion or advancement that changes your home life in some way. Tell me about this Virgo energy for Sagittarius. The Page of Pentacles. Yeah, whatever it is that you're working towards or specifically learning, I feel like is going to help you build solid foundations for the future. Some of you may actually be taking a class or learning something. And there is a lot of focus on education for you this month as well, so you could be learning new skills. Interesting. And the Hermit, again, showing up here. I feel like your energy does feel kind of Virgo-like to me. And maybe some of you do have Virgo placements. But this Virgo energy is really helping you advance. But it's like, whatever advancement you get, it's like you're less attached to it now. Whatever it is that you've been working towards, it's like you no longer need it as much as you did, emotionally speaking anyways. Or it's like when you kind of detach from outcomes is when they occur for you. We have the Bat. Yeah, I feel like there are some endings here, but these endings actually feel very positive because they feel more spiritually aligned for you. And with the Bat card, I do also think of the echolocation, that sonar. You are sensing things in the distance. Even if you can't see them yet, you are sensing something. And I feel like with all of this heightened sensitivity, the Hermit card really is kind of this call to retreat and just kind of focus on your thing, whatever that is with the Page of Pentacles. I feel like you're kind of working behind the scenes, and I feel like everyone else is sort of squabbling and you're just doing what you need to do, Sagittarius. Because you know something better is coming. You know that whatever is going on in life right now, whatever is so disruptive or tumultuous, in the big picture, it doesn't really mean anything. Because there's something else that's coming. There's something next. There's this sort of impermanence that you are finding peace with in the Bat card. And the Bee, yeah, you're focusing on something. You're working very hard on something. There's some sort of alchemy that you are performing. And there's a transmutation process here. Looking at the bottom of the deck, we also have Butterfly. So again, some sort of transformation or alchemy or healing. You're finding the sweetness in life, but it's like you're finding sweetness in the things that you do and in your efforts and labor. You're not so much seeking out joy and excitement in what's out there or this new and shiny thing, whatever that is. You're more focused on finding joy in your day-to-day life, which is interesting. And that kind of makes sense with all of this Taurus energy this month, with the North Node, Mars, Uranus being conjunct, and all of these aspects being in the Leo season, and Saturn being in Aquarius, the full moon in Aquarius. All of these different things are playing very strongly with this Taurus energy, which for you is all about your routines, your health, your daily grind, so to speak. And it can also represent kind of like rivalries as well. So there could be some sort of rivalry or stalemate, but honestly, that's not holding you back. You're kind of just turning your attention towards what you can focus on, what you can be productive towards. And there's just something about you savoring the sweetness in life. And you know that whatever it is that you're working on will come with rewards down the line. even if you can't feel them or see them now. Is there anything else for Sagittarius? Is there any other messages? Wow, the Lovers. This is Gemini energy. So again, Mars is entering Gemini at the end of this month. Gemini does represent your 7th house of relationships, of partnerships. And, I think this says it all. Like, I do think there's a very profound and long-term relationship that is either coming into your life or is deepening right now. I wonder if this person or relationship is far from you right now, or you are traveling or making travel plans with a partner. And it's interesting how the Lovers in this deck are these two geese that are migrating together. So you are going the distance with someone else, so to speak. But, like, you're not rushing into this either. You're not rushing into a relationship. You know that when the timing is right, this person will come in, or your relationship that you're in is just going to evolve and unfold over time and very naturally. I don't get a rush sense from this at all. And this feels really, really beautiful to me. Is there anything else? Anything else for Sagittarius? Those are all the messages I have for you this month. I hope that this was helpful. This was definitely a delightful little reading. I hope you find that so anyways. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below what it is that you're sensing or who it is that you're sensing. I think if this is your message, you'll just kind of know. And if this doesn't quite resonate or you want greater clarity, you're more than welcome to check out the videos for your sun or moon sign or rising sign. Not all of these messages will resonate for everybody, so it really is up to you to kind of listen to your intuition and pick the video that draws you in the most. There will be a playlist shortly at the end of this video, or you can find it on my YouTube page. And again, all of my other links are in the description box down below. And I will see you all in the next month or next video. Take care, Sagittarius. Have a happy and blessed August.